Hello, beautiful and brave soul. So, I did a reading on you earlier, and you either jumped into this one because this one's more important or you watched both. But in the last reading, we uncovered a dynamic where you were trying to come into yourself, into your power. And in doing this, you were having trouble because there was this person, this counterpart that was actually equal to you. You both showed up as matching counterparts, except for you were angry. So you were frustrated because this person was not reciprocating with you. So you walked away. And I left that reading, went to the park, and had a tremendous amount of synchronicities that led me back to this moment. So here we are again, if you watched both. And it's interesting because a dog presented itself to me, and it was named Indigo. And my dog's name is Chakra. So Indigo Chakra. So then what's that? Isn't that the crown chakra, right? So there's this elevated perspective that we want to tap into here, because in the past reading it was all about the fire, all about the sacral, all about the root. No, it wasn't root, it was sacral and solar plexus. So I then, driving home, almost ran over two birds that were fighting with each other because they weren't paying attention and they were going to die instead of whatever, because they were fighting each other. And it's like, okay. And then I get home and then three birds are fighting each other. And I'm just like, my dog even noticed. Out in the car, we noticed the birds fighting. It was just so dramatic. And then I get home and I turn on my 80-something hour long playlist. And the first song that comes on is When Doves Cry. And Prince came up in the last reading, okay? So it was crazy, just so many synchronicities. So Prince sings the song When Doves Cry. So I look up the song and it was telling me that where the situation is now, it's only gonna get better from here. So you're in this dynamic where you're bickering and fighting with one person, but then a third person jumped in. I don't know what to say about that, because I was trying not to focus on their energy. I was trying to focus on you, because you were really stepping into your power. So I'm going to read a little bit of what I tapped into and the meaning behind the lyrics, When Doves Cry. So it says, these are the lyrics. Maybe I'm just too demanding. Maybe I'm just like my father, too bold. Maybe you're just like my mother. She's never satisfied. Why do we scream at each other? This is what it sounds like when doves cry. Because this is not the way to behave with somebody that you care for, love, or bond with, right? So you're in this conflict and maybe you guys can't figure out why. And there's this elevated perspective you're trying to get to out of the ego, because you guys showed up as the King and Queen of Wands in the last reading, which was like, I'm right, you're wrong. And, there's just a bunch of powerful energy in that last reading. So let's get an elevated perspective here where we step outside of our ego, because when we fight, we hurt one another at a deep level. Doves, a symbol of love and peace, would never sound like this, but if they did, they would be crying. In these lyrics, Prince muses on his role in creating conflict, being too demanding, or acting like his parental role models. How important, if not unusual, to express responsibility for conflict. It is what we all need to be reminded to do. Examine ourselves first when there is a problem. Screaming is an insult on another. It is an offense to the senses. It is an congruous as doves cry. So I think these are lyrics. I don't know. But when I woke up this morning, could have sworn it was Judgment Day. The sky was all purple. There were people running everywhere, trying to run from the destruction. You know, I didn't even care, because they say 2000. I'm just going to end it there. Because okay, friend. Hello. I hope you're ready for this. We're gonna heal this, okay? So I didn't want to talk about your person last time, but I do think this time I do. So I've pulled a couple cards here, and you're in a lot of pain about this. So the shapeshifter in reverse came out in your energy, and that is very, very self-deceptive, and that might sting a little bit, but it's going to be okay, because this is a matrix and nothing is real and it's all an illusion. So you don't have to put so much on yourself to believe so much in yourself. Like the whole point of that song, it's like Prince was, maybe I'm just like my father, too bold. Maybe I'm just like, you're just like your mother. She's never satisfied. Can we find a place of peace here, and where we don't have to be the best or the prettiest or the strongest or the most money in my pocket? Can we stop flexing at each other? Let's calm the ego down here, okay? Let's decide that we're gonna heal ourselves so we can then heal each other. Because this feels very twin flame. This feels very, and I don't even do twin flame. I swear to you, I don't look into that stuff. It's the last thing I think about twin flame. Like, do I somewhat think that that's real? Have I experienced? Because I think I know what love feels like. I know what connecting feels like. I know what toxic relationships feel like. I know what yelling and screaming at each other feels like. And I know what separating feels like, and peace and harmony and ego. Okay? Got a little bit of experience in it all there. So let's see. Crown chakra, indigo crown chakra. What were you wanting to know here in regards to this? Don't hide. Don't feel bad. Guilt. Don't go down the guilt and shame train. Okay? You are awesome. You are wonderful. You are light. You are here to become yourself, and it's gonna be okay. So we have a Bible verse here. Amos 3:3-8. Listen, guys, the synchronicities are nuts. Can two walk together except they be agreed? They must have agreed to meet in a certain place and to travel together until they reach their destination. So this is saying two people have to be in the same mind frame in order to walk life together, to walk, whether it's for a season or a lifetime, okay? I'm getting longevity. Even at the park, I was kind of noticing that with people. I was kind of noticing, whoa, systematic and monogamy. Okay, listen, the synchronicities are it's just so heavy. I can't. So I was noticing that at the park. I was seeing, it was just a whole bunch of old people. And I was like thinking to myself, why is it that we have to wait till we're old and wrinkly before we can retire? But I was also seeing how the old people, like the couples, for example, they're old and wrinkly, but they're sitting there or standing, they're walking together. They're enjoying each other's company, regardless of how they look, right? It wasn't about what was on the outside. It was about what was in their heart. So they actually really enjoyed each other's company, their energy. Sorry, a song's playing. I thought I heard it, but I didn't. So monogamy is coming out. systematic, the design to separate fear. It is not our enemies that defeat us. It is our fear. Guys, I'm really tapping in here. So, are you fearful of being received? So there's a bit of a, somewhat of a like abandonment wound, a rejection wound here. Walk away came out in the last reading as well. So you did, walked away. We have Yahweh here. Gods, plural. And Mammon. Okay, now I hear the song. It's, out of all of the girls, you're my one and only girl. Ain't nobody in the world. Okay. I hope I'm not getting I hope that's not coming up in the background, but it's John Legend. You don't have to try. He's obsessed. He's infatuated with his wife, with his lover. Mammon. Greed. Under the God Yahweh. So we walked away from gods. Okay, this is going to be big. Crown chakra. You can do it. There is a God here that wants to separate divine unions, because if your divine union, divine partner and you are together, you take away the power of this deity. This deity has a lot of power over right now, and it's creating this sense of self-worship where we worship ourselves. Okay, and in doing this has been a systematic design. Please meditate, go within. Don't forget these grounding crystals. We need to stay grounded here, because this is about to get deep. Deep. This is a... And we have Messiah. Look, you're the Messiah. You hear me? The Messiah is you. Wake up. Wake up. You are the Messiah. Okay? We got the Hermit, the Messiah, Yahweh. But Yahweh is... Okay, I don't even know if you know that, but Yahweh is like Queen of Wands and the Devil. Told you. You're coming out of this, though. You're coming out of this I'm hot shit energy. You're coming out of it. It took you a minute to... Because you don't need this person, but you want this person. Okay? 1313. You don't need this person, but you want this person. Now, I want to know, because it is about you. This reading is about making yourself whole. And I want to know if this person is good for your spiritual path, because I was getting a lot that they weren't. So what is the deal? What is the deal? So there is, it's coming in too fast. Okay, so the momentum is off. The momentum, the energy. So align. Amos 3:3-8. You have to be aligned and walking together. There's a, listen, the only way to have a spiritual union and to have this divine union, it's like you have to be in alignment with each other. If one person's going left and the other is going right, the destination is off. Where are you going? You are creating reality. It is a malleable experience. You can make a decision today that jumps your timeline and you're going in the wrong direction. So you have to be on the same page. Marriage needs to be sacred. And if it's not marriage, if it's a partnership, committed partnership, when doves cry. Leap of faith, the fool. Fear, impulsiveness. I'm telling you, there's a lot of, whether it's immature or impulsive. Now we have the injustice card. This is an injustice. It's like, what is going on? This is karma, paying your coins. paying you coins. Things are unfair and dishonest. You're trying to figure out what is the right direction here. How do you move? What do you decide? What do you decide? Systematic is popping out. I really see a design here. I see a God. I see a God trying to defeat all the other quote unquote gods, right? To get us into this just real narcissistic energy, drawing us into this narcissism here. And you're a bit confused on if you should promote this energy. Tower. See? This is shattering to your ego, and that's okay. Let's shatter the freaking ego, because the ego needs to be snapped out of it. Your ego's not the leader here. That was important in the last reading as well. We are doing some shadow work here. We're going to clear this energy. Clear this energy. Fear, a quick rush. What's the rush? What's the rush? If you really want to walk this path with me, what are we rushing about? What's the push? Aren't we just supposed to... The only rushing kind of energy is when you're trying to fly past something. Is there something that's not being said? Is there some dishonesty here? What are we avoiding? Because there's the moment, or there's let's hurry up and do this. What's the quickness? What is that about? Yeah, confusion. What is that about? What is the confusion about? The moon, again, confusion, dreams. This is the character in the past reading. He came... Okay. So, listen. If this is important to you, the pockets or the security, the stability of the individual, I think that we have a misunderstanding here of their stability. Are they grounded? Are they rooted in something? Do they have values and principles that respect and honor you as a person? Because thus far, there has been some sort of injustice and confusion. Why? Why is it not blunt, clear, and straight to the point? Like, we jumped in this reading like that. Like, let's keep it blunt and straight and clear to the point, because the devil confuses. That's not the energy I'm trying to... I'm sorry. Can I drink some water? And hit this joint. My nose is itching. What's the confusion about? I want to know. What is the confusion all about? I think it's someone's confidence. Someone's confidence in what they can provide you, which is not a higher perspective way to think. Because love love doesn't make sense. Something just touched my leg. Unfazed. That was weird. Creativity steals your ideas. Unfazed. Be unfazed. Do the creativity talk to you. Love triangle, the 3 birds. Okay. Legal issues. Oh wow, the song that's playing. I really hope you can't hear that, because YouTube will not be happy. But what is this? And breathe me. Breathe me. Hold me. Breathe me. Look, I think something's trying to lure you and your person away from each other. This love triangle energy. It's like, let's use religion and the spirit concepts of demons and stuff like that, because I think it will work well with this energy. So I see little demon minions coming into your not sanctified, not strengthened foundation union, and implanting all types of misinformation to you and your person. And it's wreaked havoc on your partnership, where you guys actually have love for each other, but I think both of you think there is a malice, there is a, man, this song, and breathe me. It's just like, when skin touches skin and you just cuddle up and you melt into a person, and it's just like everything, that intimacy, that bonding, that connection. What is that energy? Can you quantify it? Is there an explanation? Are there instructions? Is there a manual? Like, I don't think there is. So what is that? What is that nesting with each other energy? That I just want to be on your skin. I just want to breathe you. I just want to be in your energy. I feel like we constantly say they're obsessed and they're all these bad things, but what is love supposed to look like? There's a bit of confusion in how the understanding is coming out. This has created a bad reputation for both of you, one of you. Justice with legal issues is out here, so we have Libra energy heavy. Venus is here. Venus love. Okay. What? Moving on. Walked away. Bye. I'm not dealing with this. Lots of pride and ego here. So what do you do? Love triangle. Okay. Clap. Got it. We're gonna get this energy online, okay? I'm just getting a lot of vibes. Jingle bells, okay? I think that what I have to say with what I see in front of me is there are two people in love. Two people madly in love. But unless you guys get on the same page, unless you choose authenticity and love and acceptance of one another, it won't work. It'll lead to devastation. If you can't build a foundation on love and respect, it'll be all about lust, and it won't fuel longevity. You won't be those old wrinkly people walking at the park together. That's just what it is. And if you turn your backs on each other, that's where it's just bad business. It's bad blood, bad energy. Okay? Going back to the basics. Who's driving here? Are we going towards singularity or are we going towards peace? That's a decision you guys need to make. Do you both want to go in the same direction? Can you communicate? Are you communicating? There's a questions here. Can you communicate? Can you communicate? Are things at the right pace? Because things moving fast, they spiral out of control. But when you take things slow and steady, okay, so jumping and leaping has caused this injustice. It's too chaotic. There's no you got to plant a seed. It takes a long time to grow. We need slow and steady energy here. It's very fast, very jumpy, very, and it's been, this is intentional on you guys, okay? Like, I'm feeling like this has intentionally been done to you guys. The Messiah, serving humanity with humility. Can you step into service for this person? Can you be of service to this person? Or is it more about self-service? I'm just channeling, guys. I feel like but again, it's no blaming, no shame, no guilt, don't get in that energy. We're just creating reality. We are gods creating reality. We are the seeds of God on this planet, manipulating reality. We are manipulative. It's okay. We can shapeshift. There's a lot that we get to do here on earth. And I'm just getting this energy where if we're going to surrender to another God, it has to be equal, or there will be a power dynamic of I am better than the other, or vice versa. And that's the imbalance with the scales of justice here not being in the upright. And I feel like that's when it gets ugly, and that's when it gets factual, and we get to the basics of line items and pettiness and just drama. Okay, are you willing to walk away, or are you willing to lean into the fear and into the unknown at a pace with this person? I want to put you right. I just saw 7th house, partnerships and marriage, which is ruled by Scorpio. So I got the earth. Are you guys going to be on earth together? Are you going to walk on earth together? Or are you going to be in your little imaginations far away from each other? And I got Sagittarius. Expansion, 9th house, higher learning, philosophy. What is the bigger message here? How can you be in your power but also share your power? What is the key here? What is the missing parts? I feel like you guys have just your foundations are off. Are you building a foundation solo and then together? That's really important, because I feel like these people are trying to come in, and these energies want to derail your relationship. They're being sent to derail you and your relationship. Okay, I just saw 27. That's what I have. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna read a paragraph. Oh, that one's a little personal. I gotta try a different one. Okay. This is chapter 3, Ripened Delusion. Let me tell you all about my boyfriend, Ace. Oh my God. The most perfect man I had ever seen. He had me at first happenstance. The first few months of us dating, he was sleeping with his ex, who I fought for the rights to be able to claim him. So I let this slide. Can we just leave it there? Because it gets intense. So this is my book, Scorpio Diaries. I lost my mind to find it. And it is a very emotional roller coaster journey I took from practical experience of very similar energy to this, along with my spiritual journey, a lot of poetry that I wrote, a lot of emotions and relationships and healing and meditation that I learned and practiced, and a crazy shroom trip that I took that really opened my third eye tremendously. So if you're interested, that book is available on Amazon. I also, my website, if you would like to book a personal reading, that is linked below. See, I'm hiding now. I'm like a little scared. So anyways, but you know what? I'm not really scared, because you can judge me all you want. I really don't care. But at the same time, I'm exposed. I like a little bit of privacy, you know what I'm saying? So, okay. Website. Book a reading with me if you'd like. Email me, comment down below how this resonated, and I hope to see you next time. Everything's linked down below. Check it out. Thank you so much. I gotta go. Bye.